Welcome to the official YouTube channel for the Colin Cowherd Podcast. Go on, hit the subscribe button. There you go, right down there. You want to be among the first to hear my weekly takes, NFL, college football, more, right there. Mark Cuban, who recently announced he's leaving Shark Tank. A week later announces he's selling a majority stake of the Dallas Mavericks to a casino tycoon for about $3.5 billion. It's a unique setup, according to Shams. Cuban keeps shares in the team, full control of basketball operations. So my first take is recent polling indicates Biden is not a viable candidate.
Oh, my goodness.
And Mark Cuban is, to me, a centrist, a left-leaning centrist, and has an interest in it. There's no reason in 1 week to make these moves. My guess is it signals a political upheaval in the Democratic Party, and Cuban could become a leading candidate with the vice president being selected by the Democratic Party.
Oh, well, that is not what I thought you were going to say. You sure you're not just watching too much Billions? That last season of Billions by my buddy Brian Koppelman kind of had this, except the guy was running third party candidate. All right. So I would say the fly in that ointment is, then why is he keeping basketball control? In case he doesn't he doesn't win, that way he can still have basketball.
Yep.
I mean, I did not think that's what you were going to say.
Remember, there's an altruistic bent to his personality. He created an online pharmacy that I think is one of the great inventions up there with
totally
TV,
agree
FaceTime.
with you on that.
Yeah, one of the great of our time. Who benefits? Older Americans. Who votes? Older Americans. It's a very, very powerful mechanism for relatability with older American voters who often can trend conservative. If you're saving $800-900 a month on a pharmacy buy based on Mark Cuban, that's powerful.
Well, that's I think it's called cost plus drugs.
Yes.
Yeah. I agree with you on that is one of the coolest and smartest innovations of the last decade. And it isn't pure altruism, because they tell you, we're going to charge you what it costs us plus 10% to make it a viable business. And it also gives you an idea of how much price gouging people deal with for medications and all those things. So I think that's great. I like Cuban. I don't know that the thing on, the Biden part of it is poll numbers are terrible. That's undeniable. I understand that. I also think from an accomplishment standpoint, he has been far more effective than people give him credit for. Now, people can say it's been effective in a bad direction, because you don't like the things he went out to accomplish. But for the things that he said he was going to accomplish, I think he's checked a lot of those boxes. The problem for him, and I think the biggest thing that's hurting his poll numbers, is his vice president is unpopular for reasons we don't have to get into, but she is, and people are worried about his age. Now, the guy running against him, in my humble opinion, is one of the most dangerous, unhinged people in modern American life, and is damn near as old. So between the two, to me, it's a pretty obvious choice. I do understand where people would like a different, alternative option. I just assumed that would if there were going to be an alternative option, I assumed it would be Gavin Newsom. I figured that's why he's doing this debate with DeSantis. Maybe he's trying to wait. The Cuban if you call this correct, that is an all-timer. That is not where my head went. I thought, I'll be totally honest, my initial head went to is there a scandal that's coming? Is he... Yeah, and I'm not wishing that upon him, but I'm just being totally honest. Okay, you're getting away from Shark Tank. You're selling your share of the Mavs. Is something coming out that could put you in a very weakened position?
Yeah, that's probably, if I had to guess a second take, that would be it.
And if you have a deal with the new owner, part of the sale, I get to control the team. That's kind of hard to unwind almost no matter what. Like, I wouldn't have sold you the team otherwise. What I will say is this, because people don't, I'm sure a fair amount of your viewers and listeners don't love my politics. That's fine. I think Cuban would be an excellent leader. I think Cuban, I think he is, I think there are a lot of rich people, like uber rich people, that I am not sure how sharp they are. Like, Like, I think you probably were very smart about a very specific thing. And to your credit, right timing, right whatever, turn it into a ton of money. And far too many people treat those folks as brilliant visionaries when it might have just been like, that's pretty, good timing. And I'm really smart at this certain thing. Cuban, I've read enough things that he's said. I've seen him. He's been in my life for 20 some in my life. You know what I mean? In our lives for 20 some years. I'm pretty confident saying that's a sharp guy. It's a sharp guy. And also what I will say about whatever, because the overwhelming odds are the next president is either going to be, Joseph Robinette Biden or Donald Trump. Whomever comes after either one of those guys, because neither one of them can run again. Now, assuredly, if Trump wins, he will attempt to not ever have to run again, just be president for life. There's a word for that. I don't know what it is. Whoever comes after one of those guys, I really hope they are more of the moment, because I do think we are facing some real challenges from a technological standpoint of the AI. World changing. And I'm not trying to do like AI panic, but that's certainly a part of it. AI, and just as the world evolves, that it certainly feels like I don't need them to be AOC's age or my age. I think me and AOC are about the same age. She's probably a little younger. But someone that you, Colin Cowherd, wouldn't feel like you had to call sir or ma'am or Mr. or Mrs. because they are so much older than you, I would like. Right. And so Cuban fits that bill. Newsom fits that bill for the folks on the right side of the aisle. DeSantis fits that bill. I would like the younger, and by younger, again, I just mean people my parents' age, a little younger than my parents, to have more of because it's not just president. It's, up until recently, the Speaker of the House, the leader of the Senate. These are all, much, much older folks that I'm not saying they're not sharp enough to understand what's happening. What I'm saying is there's a level of understanding things that you use or grew up with or something that is always going to be hard, in the same way that I'm not good at TikTok and I'm really good at Twitter. Because I came up using Twitter and TikTok was, you know what I mean, is the last 5 years. Yeah. And I'm like, my teenage daughters gets it more than me. So, but if Cuban runs for president, I mean, that'd be a hell of a call by you. B, you could probably convince him to create a cabinet of sports and make you the secretary of it. Like you and Bill Simmons could arm wrestle over it.